I'm counting my blessings, my bliss, instead of just looking at it like a flat coin and seeing one side. So we're going to talk about our stories of generational bliss. And I just like to start with just a quiet moment to attune ourselves to go in and just take a couple of deep breaths and just truly know that we are loved, we are lovable, and we are loving. So just sitting with your palms either open, up, receptive, or down, grounded, feeling Mother Earth and all that is secure and safe. Just close your eyes for a moment. And we're just going to take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouths. And I'm just going to count it in as 4 counts in, to hold it 4 counts, to breathe out 4 counts, and to rest or pause it 4 counts. It's called the box breath. So with our eyes closed, focus between the eyebrows at the brow point. Let's take a deep breath in through our nostrils. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, breathe out. 2, 3, 4. And pause. 2, 3, 4. Last time. 2, 3, and 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe it out. 2, 3, 4. Pause in love. 2, 3, 4. And excellent. Starting with a little appetizer there. That was yummy.
Yeah.
And as Queen Aduni says, that was delish. I love it. So today, talking about our generational bliss, I'm just going to share quickly because we all can have so much to share and our stories are all vital and valuable. I'm just going to talk about in my family how I have embodied generational bliss. So as a young girl there here in Detroit, my mom was diagnosed with a mental illness. Unbeknownst to me as a child, it turned into my game of imagination because I didn't really understand what was going on with her well-being. Fast forward, we come to Los Angeles. My beautiful aunt, her sister came and brought the family from Detroit to assist my mom and restore our family, my brother and I. So over time, through a reading, I was told that on the female side of our family, the maternal side, there was a weak nervous link, and that it showed up in my mother as mental illness. It showed up in my aunt as some incongruencies or some places and spaces where she would get high emotional and then kind of like interesting lows. And it also, I was told it was apparent in my grandmother, if I ever remembered her rocking and some of the things she said. So as an adult hearing this and receiving it from someone, I also was told that that link was also in me and that I have this nervous energy, this itch, this thing. But that I was the one who was at this point sitting on the fence and had the opportunity to jump off the fence and fly, soar, or fall down and hit the ground and crash, so to speak. So what I have realized in that quote unquote generational strain, that my bliss from it is that I took those lemons, so to speak, those experiences that I aligned myself with, and I just began to create. That became my vibration of healing, my vibration of transcending, of shape shifting through and navigating through those experiences. because I always felt I was waiting to break down. But what I realized, my generational bliss and the gift I was given was the gift to break through. And I've continued, and I'm determined. I am convinced, I am convicted to continue to break through, because that's the gift on the other side. That's also the gift in just the process. So, generational bliss, I want us to speak about our stories today. And so, without further ado, I'm going to let a team member, my beloved Lily, who, like Queen Aduni, Spirit put us right there. And so I would like Lily to continue, and she's going to introduce our guest speaker.
Happy Thursday, beautiful people.
Good day.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, sis.
Okay, so my take on generational bliss, I'm gonna go ahead and get my story. It's not too long. Generational bliss is being capable. For me, it's being capable of taking care of my grandmother. Right now, I take care of her. And generations before me, they couldn't do it. They were unable. It was a lot of things. Life was happening really hard. And the bliss I find in it, the happiness, is just simply being able to do it. It's not an easy job at all. It's not an easy job at all, but it's a beautiful job. The benefits I get from it. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The benefits I get from it is knowledge. I gain little snippets of knowledge from her, knowledge from others to help me going through this journey with her. My grandmother's 84 years old, so it's something different, but it's a beautiful thing. The aftermath, the glow of the stress, the running, trying to figure things out, and then the beauty afterwards of seeing things fall into place, seeing her happiness, being able to achieve something that I know generations before me wanted to do, and do it. I think I'm doing it with grace. Do it with grace, and I honor my grandmother. I honor my mother. I honor those before me that would have wanted to do this or wanted me to do this, but they perished or something like that. So that's my generational bliss. And then I'm showing my nieces and everybody under me that we love our family and we care for them to the best of our ability. If we can, this is what we're supposed to do. This is something that's natural and it's regular. And they love to see it as well. So that's my take on generational bliss right now for my journey in my spirit and what's going on right now.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Yes.
No, I appreciate you all. Yes. And also, I just want to say hi to my team. Hey, everybody. Yana. Nawili.
Good day. Good day.
Yes, all of us. And also, I wanted to introduce, we have a special guest today. Oh, did I forget somebody?
Oh, Nyoka.
Yes, Nyoka. Hey, girl. And our special guest today is Miss April. She is, I've been on her page, all in her business. A wonderful entrepreneur from California. She does fresh cold pressed juice. And I can't wait to hear her story. She has some beautiful stuff on her page and an array of bright juices that I would love to try. So, yeah. Without further ado.
Hi. Grand Rising, Elizabeth, sisters, queens, everybody, Sister Nawili, Sister Lily, Nyoka. I'm so honored and happy to be here. Can everybody hear me at a good level?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. I am Sister April, daughter of Larry and Floyd, granddaughter of Mabel and Ruby, Julius and James, great-granddaughter of Fannie Mae, of Nancy, of Nathaniel and Henry Clay. I'm also the mother of Jassy and Asha. So for me, when Sister Nawili, who I've known since I was 12, when I was 12 years old, now Nawili and I go way back. I'm 60 now. When I was 12, my mother, high school friend, suggested Nawili, my mother take me to Nawili. I have really, really thick hair, and doing my getting my hair washed when I was a kid was always a traumatic event. I got a spanking every single time my mother washed my hair because I acted a fool. I would scream and holler and just act a fool like someone was killing me. Apparently, I would scream and holler so badly that the neighbors would come to the house thinking something was wrong with me. And it was just my mother trying to wash my hair. So when I was 12 years old, one morning, my mother got me up really early, took me to somewhere near USC, knocked on the door. This wonderful woman, Queen, answered the door, better known, affectionately known as Mommy, who was Nawili's mom. And my mother ushered me in and Mommy welcomed me in. That changed the course of my life in so many profound ways. From that moment, that was the first space I was ever introduced to people that had chosen names, names from the continent of Mother Africa. Nawili and Jamu and Madiwa and Fana and all these wonderful people subsequently came into my life. But Nawili braided my hair when I was 12. And for the first time after my hair was finished, and it was an odyssey, it took probably a couple of days because Nawili would braid and she'd want to go see tennis being played live at USC. So I would go with, half my hair done, the other half, how we do it. So I got used to being in public naturally, just the way I was. But when I looked at myself in the mirror, after the first time I really did my hair, I felt so beautiful in a way that I'd never experienced. My hair had, Nawili is known for the itty bitty braids. And I had this intricate pattern on my scalp with gorgeous green and orange. Now, Willie, orange is your color right now. Green and orange wrapping at the top that looked like I always thought it looked like a birthday cake. For whatever reason, it looked like a birthday cake for me. And it was so beautiful, so beautiful. And when I looked at myself, I saw me. I saw me and I always felt so beautiful, so regal. And I stood taller. And I've been standing taller ever since that day. I've worn my hair natural primarily since I was 12. My son is 33. My daughter is 28. They have never seen my hair in any state other than being in locks. I've been locked, I guess now for 34 years. I've cut them. We've wrapped them. We've done all kind of stuff to them. We've dyed them. We've done all kind of stuff to the locks. And now I'm no longer choosing to dye them. But that's the essence and the core of who I am. And when I think about the term generational bliss, is what Nawili asked me to talk about today. The thread and the cord of what gets woven through us is what comes up for me. My grandmother was a quilter, my mom's mother, Ruby, and I learned quilting with her, through her. We used to make beautiful quilts out of whatever scraps of material. I grew up sewing. I grew up crocheting with her. I grew up knitting. So we would make quilts out of scraps of material that I used to make wraparound skirts. And we'd make quilts out of that, she and I. And then my father's mother, Mabel, And Ricky Byers has a song called Sanctified Maple. And that is my favorite Ricky song because I tell Ricky, you wrote that song about my grandmother because my grandmother Mabel was sanctified. And, she'd throw, prayer in the wind and she would just let it roll. I used to be afraid when I would go with her to church because she would, get the Holy Ghost. And I grew up in a very Methodist type family, AME family on my mother's side. And so at my grandmother's church, people would get the spirit and they would clap or do something like that, but no one would start praising and getting all emotional. But my grandmother Mabel would just let it rip. And it really frightened me for a long time. And I didn't understand that emotionalism. But I'm a juicer to this day because of Sanctified Maple. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that now Willie started off talking about the coins and there being two sides to those coins. And normally when we as a people, as women of color, as Africans, Africans in the diaspora, when we talk about generational, the word that comes up afterward is always trauma. It is always generational trauma. And, we have been infected by and addicted to our trauma. And now, people are starting to talk about trauma porn because every time we look up, we're getting yet another dose of our trauma. When you think about the young sisters that recently got accosted from Delaware State, the lacrosse bus team down in Georgia, how they got pulled over because of some infraction that the bus driver did. Their suitcases got pulled out because supposedly they were the state troopers were looking for drugs or drug paraphernalia. And they went through their luggage looking for drug paraphernalia, but had to pull out the young sisters' underwear. So it's constantly that constant trauma. So for this space to talk about our generational bliss, just makes me do that. And it feels good because for me and my family and our generational bliss is rooted and founded in love. When we didn't have anything, when we had nothing, we always had love. The love is what has been able to carry us forward. The love has sustained us. The love has helped us find a way when on the surface it seemed like there was no way. And as a mom now for me who has, life happens to all of us. I am divorced, my children's father, and became a single parent, never signed up, to do the job of a single parent. That wasn't the intention. My parents were married until death do they part. And I saw that, and that was, a two-sided coin. Nothing is perfect. There's no relationship that's perfect. But when I found myself in a situation that I never intended to be in, a way was made. Like the sister said, Lily said, I am an entrepreneur. I am a proud fourth generation entrepreneur. My father, the late Larry Sims, was the owner of 333 Construction Company. He was a builder. He built his first home at the age of 8 with his dad and his brother, because my grandfather, the late James Sims, was also an entrepreneur and a complicated person, a very complicated person. But my dad learned the art of building, working with his hands because of him. My grandmother, Mabel, Sanctified Maple, is the daughter of the late Nathaniel Newman Sr. Nathaniel Newman Sr., born in Louisiana, born at the tail end of the enslavement period for our people here in this country. The minute he got up out of that situation, thought about the one thing that people needed, all decent people needed, and that was to lay to rest properly their loved ones. So my great-grandfather is the first entrepreneur on this side of the continent, on this side of that ocean in my family. He opened up Newman's and Sons Mortuary, and that was one of the first Black-owned mortuaries in Shreveport, Louisiana. So I am the proud great-granddaughter of Nathaniel Newman Sr. April's Life in a Bottle, again, that legacy of love, that thread of bliss and generational bliss. I was working at the privilege and pleasure and honor of running a business in Los Angeles called Simply Wholesome. It's a health food store and restaurant. And I ran that space for 24 years. One of my coworkers, who was a herbalist, who is an herbalist, who also happens to be the big brother of one of my childhood friends. That's how I know him. He came down with, he was diagnosed with cancer and shared it with me and told me that he was going to work on bringing his body back into balance through his belief system, which was herbs, vitamins, diet, prayer, and meditation. And I went home and thought about and meditated on what I could do to help him because of the love. For me, it's all about love. What I realized, one thing that was missing from his health wellness program was fresh juices. And as a child, I remember going into my grandmother's house and smelling the spinach. I could smell the dirt on the spinach when she was washing it. I could smell the carrots. I could smell the radishes, the beets that were being juiced. And at the time, I hated fresh juice, by the way. I'm a sugar holic, had been a sugar holic up until the time I started juicing. But anyway, I Googled juices for cancer. What came up was ABC, the miracle juice, apple, beet, carrot. I started juicing that for my coworker, my friend. After several months, he started letting me know that his cancer cells, his T cells, the numbers were getting better. And he is cancer-free to this day. And he attributes his wellness because of everything he did, including the juices. And that's what gave me the impetus to start juicing. So now I have, I think I have 12 to 14 different varieties, of which I make regularly about 8. I sell my juices in the greater Los Angeles area, to health food stores, restaurants, markets, on my website, and I also do pop-ups. And I do, individual deliveries to customers. Our motto of April's Life in a Bottle, back to the generational bliss, is we share and we care, because that was my father's epitaph. That's how he wanted to be known by. My father was the kind of person that if you met him, your life was increased, your life was better because of your association, your connection with him. My father believed in always helping someone learn how to fish, because if you learn how to fish, you'll eat forever, as opposed to giving someone a fish. And I do my best to embody my dad's spirit every day. I do my best to embody also Queen Mother Harriet Tubman's spirit every day. I'm a revolutionary and freedom fighter. That's who I am. I love my people. And I recently came back from a 21-day trip with my 2 grown offspring to Ghana. It was our first trip to Ghana. And we all got a greater sense of love because of seeing what our people endured. We know what we endured here, but seeing how we got here, as opposed to reading about it and hearing about it, but being in those spaces, feeling those spaces, I thought I would feel tremendous trauma. I did, feel the pain, but I also felt the strength. I also felt the love. Because of the love, we're all here right now, looking at each other, communicating and vibing through these digital waves. So like I said, my story's rooted in love, founded in love, And I think love is the answer for everything, even during the trying times. And now, since I've been back from the continent, I'm dedicated to standing firmly on what I believe. No more vacillating, no more falling off the wagon, going back and forth, no more calling out wheelie with the crisis. Ah, what am I gonna do? This happened. But now just knowing, really knowing, yeah, I know what I know, what I know, what I know, because I know what I know, what I know. And if I know what I know, what I know, be about it, do it, and believe it. So that's where I am now. I would love to hear other people's sharings, or anybody have any questions. I'm here just to be bare and to continue to weave this thread and form this quilt that's being made with this group.
Excuse me, April,
Yes,
can you put your website in the chat?
absolutely.
Thank you, my beloved April. April and my sister Denise, they're my BFFs, but they're my ride and die girls. Thank you so much for getting up at this hour. Number one, I reached out to a few people, but I knew I could count on April, like she can always count on me. And one of the things I want to say about my beloved sister is that when she says love is the answer, and that's what she means. Heart of this Leo, lioness, goddess, she gonna love you. She gonna love our community, love the work she does, love the work you do, be supportive. Her heart is wide open. And I thank you so much for sharing. She has so many stories, I'm sure. I'm just thinking about, yes, we used to be out in the streets with natural hair, half done, and we've rode the streets, we've done our thing. And one of the things I want to say about her also is a story that comes to mind is I was doing her hair one day and I said, let's start a quilting bee. Let's get all our sisters together and we can sit around the table and we can stitch and do our thing and create these and stories. And I guess we were, I don't know what age group we are, because I don't know what age group we are now because we're ageless, but we were younger than we are today. And I remember April saying, I don't know, I usually jump on the bandwagon, but this quilting thing, that don't sound like what our sisters are going to go for. So out of that session of braiding, we created the Girlfriends Book Circle, 1980 something. I don't remember exactly the date, but it was 80s. And I remember saying, well, yeah, let's call everybody. Let's meet up because I love to read. You love to read. So we created the Girlfriends Book Circle, had our first meetup. Quite a few women came and filled the room. Everybody gave lists of the books they like. And it was so interesting when you accept your sister and when you know it's only love, in that room, there were people say, I don't like to read, but I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be present in the book circle. I'm gonna show up. I like an Ebony or Jed or Essence magazine. And April would get on her word processor. We send out through the postal service a newsletter every single month, updating who was with child, who had a new job, who was, just singing their praises and singing the praises of others in our community. And that was I don't know how many years we did that, but
yeah, we did it for a minute because we did, Jossie was born and so was Cameron, and they're both 33 and 32 now.
okay.
Those were the first two babies, my son and Sister Carol's son. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so I just had to share that story because that experience will always be on my heart and my soul. And I thought, oh wow, all these, come now book circles. I was like, I'm so glad that we listen, and we did it when we did it. And wow, I remember one meetup in someone's front yard, and we were reading a story about oppressed hair puts a ceiling on the brain. Is it
By
Tony?
Alice Walker.
Alice Walker. And we were sitting in the front yard, chomping on grapes and whatever our little snack was, and just sharing our hair stories. You know, people were like, I remember someone sharing they were getting ready for their wedding, and I think they got a relaxer and the hair fell out and they had to shape shift and, you know, come up with the alternate beautiful hairdo for that wonderful special day. And just all of those stories, just around that one story, oppressed hair puts a ceiling on the brain. If y'all haven't read it, look it up and check out that story. Still timeless, still applicable to these times. Very, very.
And it's in public domain.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, that story by Alice Walker, it's a essay, and it's in public
Wonderful.
domain because I've used it also over the years. So you can Google it. And one thing I just want to say, I did put my email, and Sister Pamela, thank you for asking me about putting my website in the chat. I did put my email address in the chat as well. I created a piece called Bringing Your Product to Market. And again, I don't believe in reinventing any wheel. So I have a one page paper, 8.5 by 11 front and back. If anybody has a product that they are developing or have developed, and you're looking to take the steps to put it in a retail location or a retail space or start selling it, I'm happy to freely share that piece with you. So you can just email me, request it, and I'm happy to email that to you.
Ashe. Thank you, sis.
Absolutely.
Anyone else like to chime in and share? I guess I should look and see who's on the call, actually. I'm so.
Well, this is Queen Aduni. I'm not ready to share yet, but I do want to just say, April, how infectious your smile is.
Thank you.
I mean, just love just comes out of it. It's so beautiful and so warm. So I can see how love just it exudes from you, just flows out. So I'm gonna give you a big hug right now, real
Thank you.
big, good hug, and it just let it flow out to all the queens and Elizabeths that are on here. Big hug. Matter of fact, all of us, let's just give each other a big hug right now. Just a big. Oh.
I
Wow.
received that. Yes.
Yeah. Got it. I got it. Thanks. I do want to share a story, but I want to know what Pam, since we come from the same family, I want to hear what her story is so I can find something different if it's the same.
Pam.
We got the same mommy. But we weren't raised with our daddies, so I know it's going to be about our mommies. If Pam was ready to share now.
Well,
Pam. Hi, Pam.
hi, how you doing?
Lovely. And you, beautiful.
I'm doing well.
I miss you.
I miss you too. You keep leaving us, but you do come back.
I'm here. I'm here.
So I will say I didn't really understand what you meant, and as I was listening to April, I agree with you, April, where instead of saying, for instance, what was the word?
Saying trouble?
No. When you said bliss instead of curse, family curse,
Yes,
but we're talking
yes.
about family bliss, and I've never heard that.
I didn't either.
It's good that we're talking about the positive instead of the negative. You see, like on the phone, you always have this negative stuff coming out. Somebody got killed or ran over or whatever. And I said that, how come they never say anything about the positive stuff that happens? And so I was really elated when you talking about the bliss instead of the curse. Now, my mother we're a family of servers. And I'm going to explain it like this. I felt like I lived in a cave for most of my life because I was in depression. And sometimes I would use it for something positive because I would see myself in the cave, but there were sometimes I would come out to visit with God to help keep myself sane. And there would be a waterfall there. I love water. And I would see myself in the water, and at the mouth of the cave, God would be there and we would talk. I knew that at some point I would have to come out of that cave because I needed to be free. I knew that I came here to do something, even though I didn't want to be here, but I knew I came here to do something. And as time went on and with my conversations with God, things would get better. As you can see, I still have my mind intact. I didn't go crazy. And one of my main concerns was, when I become free, who will I be? And I liked myself at the core of my being, who I was. And I didn't want to lose that. And I like being a person of service. My mother did it her whole life. And so that's just who we are. And so I finally got to the point where I told God, okay, whoever it is, I know that things must change. As life goes on, everything has to change because we have to keep stepping up to another level, a higher level. And so when I got to the point where I told God, whoever it is when the change comes, whoever it is I become, I'm okay with it. So now that I am free from all the weights that I had, no more caves, I am living life, and it's something that I've never seen before, but it's a beautiful experience to live life and love life. I'm not that much different than I was before. I'm still the same way I was at the core of my being, and I like that. And I am seeing life differently because I never really seen it before outside of bondage. And so when you talk about, the generational bliss, it's just beautiful to see that we as Indigenous American natives, that's what we were told we were on Tuesday. We come from a long line of very strong people. And we come from a long line of people who have suffered and lived through, I like to say that word, through, a lot of things that have happened to bring us down, to kill us, and it has not worked, and it won't. And I am very proud to be an Indigenous American native. I love my people. Like you, April, I love my people. And I am looking forward to God using me to help anybody and everybody that needs it. We are a very strong people. We have proven it over and over, and I am looking forward to the day when we as a people will really see who we are, how important we are to this world. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about people of color. And there's only one Caucasian race, but there are many people of color. And I was saying, if only the people of color would come together and know who we are and know who we can be. And I'm talking about everybody that's not Caucasian, people of color. We are a very strong people. And so when you talk about the bliss, I was talking to another friend of mine yesterday where we're talking about the shift that is here that cannot and will not be stopped. And I have noticed over the years how we as Black people are coming into our own, knowing who we are, know and seeing ourselves as our natural self. And it's not going to be stopped. And this that we're doing every morning, Monday through Friday, that is a start of something that is helping our people, and it's going to grow. We don't know how many people are out there watching this live streaming, but seeds are being planted that we don't know about. And I just wanted to share that. And I think that's all I have to say.
And so it is. Thank you, Pam Pam.
You.
So on the wings of what Pam just spoke on, I just want to read something because she just brought up something for me. And I see Pam Pam, and I can call her that affectionately, y'all. So nobody else call her that. When she said change, that is truly the thing that is constant. Change. We've changed from a moment ago. We changed from when we went to bed last night. So this is one of my favorite songs, and there's many versions of it, but I want to read the lyrics. Everything must change. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. Nothing stays the same. The young become the old. Mysteries do unfold, because that's the way of time, and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Winter turns to spring, even in Detroit. Wounded hearts will heal. Never much too soon. Everything must change. The young become the old. Mysteries do unfold, because that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, and sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. And so it is. April, do you have something you want to share?
Yes, I just wanted to, I want to thank Pam for sharing. And thanks for the words to the song without the music, so we could really hear them. It's so beautiful and so meaningful. I just wanted to say that from the first moment when I saw the flyer for the Elizabeths, I was sharing with Sister Nawili that I knew that this group, like Pam was saying, this movement is going to grow because it's real. When I saw the images on the flyers that went out, I saw beauty, and I think that's something that is missing that we have because of illusions and because of, smoke and mirrors being fed to us, that we should want to aspire to look a certain way and be a certain way when that's not who we are and that's not who we were meant to be. But that flyer, so Queen Sister, I just wanted to tell you that thank you for starting this group, this movement, or, being the impetus for this, because on the flyer, I saw myself. I just saw real, beautiful, honest, authentic people that look like me. So thank you.
Ashe. Ayana? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to throw in there. Thank you for that compliment. We were all talking about how organic this is, and that when it's like when it's God, there's the struggle is removed from it. It just flows.
Yes.
And when you allow it to do that, just beauty, love, cares are taken care of. People feel valued and loved and seen and felt and appreciated. And so, I mean, the Spirit just sits in the midst of us. There is, because I've put these together, the events, and they've always been beautiful, the conferences and stuff, but this right here is unlimited in that it hits the world. You don't have to have a dime to get to join us. It's not where you have to come up with all this money to physically go and embrace each other. We can feel each other right here. So we are totally being used as vessels to come together. And when I realized, I said, Pam, did I just give myself a job every day to get up and do this? And then I said, well, no, it really is not a job, it's a work. It falls right in line with what we're supposed to be doing. Let me turn this down off. So, I appreciate that. And I get that feeling all along. As a matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and share about, I knew Pam was going to, that's why I said Pam needs to go first, because I am, let me do this part right here. Add myself as a pen. My mom is a server. Our family has the blessing of being a server. We served. My mom was a church. She's a church lady. She loved Jesus, and I'm telling you, she loved the church even with all the stuff that was crazy going on. She would go on and just deal with her relationship with the Lord, and that's how she raised us. And Mama had 6 kids that she had to raise by herself. And she did an excellent job, despite what we ended up doing, when we became a little prodigal child, But Mama always served. We was there to help anybody, including animals. When they come around, she'd take the animals in. And all of our friends in the neighborhood, she would take them in. The only thing is, if you came on Saturday night, you must go to church in the morning. And if you wanted to come over for dinner, you had on Sunday, you had to have gone to church with us that day as well. But yeah, Mama she just loved on everybody. And even when we opened the school, I'd go out, I'm looking for my students, and they're sitting there counseling with Mama. And then Mama comes in and then tells me what they're going to pay, because she done made arrangements for them. And so us doing this, serving, that's all we're doing. We're just creating those opportunities for people to come together. And that is what I do. I create that. And Pam is my ace boo coon, she's right there with me to make it happen and making sure that I stay focused on what we're doing to serve the people. Serving you serves us. We have a natural hair salon. We serve. We're serving the people. What do you want? What do you need? How can we make your day better? And so on and so forth. People come in, they get hugs. People come in, they feel the spirit of love and family in our space. Everett's Natural Beauty School and Salon. Yeah, so even when I look at myself when I in the entertainment world, when I go out and I'm with my husband, who's most likely he's the one that's playing. He's an awesome keyboard player by none. He is badass, And but when I'm with him, I'm there serving the singers, serving the people and the musicians. What do you need? How can I help you? Whatever that way is. So we definitely, as a family, and even my family, this was not what we intended to do, is doing hair. Natural hair was not the list, but all of us have ended up doing that because, as we were talking about, I think it was yesterday, that instead of learning, sister, I think you just mentioned it, that to teach them how to make their own money instead of them coming to me and asking me or whoever. So this is what I have to give you that's going to last you longer than me just giving you, paying your bill or giving you something to go spend. So all of them do that. And so yeah, serving, and Mom had a heart of gold. She just had a heart of gold. So I appreciate that. On my father's side, what I reaped from him is he was athletic. I didn't meet him until I was 25 years old. Then when I saw him walking up, I said, oh my God, I look just like him, and but he has a body that is athletic, so it can pull itself back together real quick, And so as I'm going through the exercise in the yoga with Nawili, I can feel my body readjusting quick. It's not a big struggle. Now I have to stay on top of it, so on and so forth. But so that's what I got. I got from my dad's side that I know of. But I tell you, that serving, washing your brother and sister's feet and having no problem with it, and wanting the best for someone else that you want for yourself. That's joy. That's fun. And that's safe as well. It's safe because then you don't have to worry about what did I say about this person or that person, or what did I do wrong to this or that. Not that that doesn't happen, but in your heart, I know in my heart, I'm here to serve, and my whole family is here to serve. So that's what I have to say about Mama. That's why I said, Pam, you go first, because I know, we're servers. So I wanted her to get it out and not say, well, Sheila said it all. So that's what, and I'm going to tell you the story of Pam Pam. Pam Pam comes from, I've always called her Pam Pam. And when I met Nawili, I knew her in past lives. I know she's been around in my life forever, And so I had shared that with her. And then one day Pam came downstairs or something, and she said, "Hi, Pam." I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Nobody calls her Pam but me." So I know that we're connected. I know that, that's why she had made that statement, because that's my name for her. And so anyway, serving is what has been a thread through my family's life. And the other thing is, one more thing, and I'm gonna release it, but I don't understand families falling apart, because my mom, when you disagreed with one another, she did not allow us to just hate each other and not speak to each other. No, we got to get this. No. And so when I see families where the kids don't talk to each other, or they don't talk to the mama and all that kind of stuff, if me and my son go at it head to head, let me tell you, number one, when it gets a little louder, I'm going to shut it down, bring it down, because we're going to still discuss this, and we're going to still love each other in the midst of it. We're just going to kid. I don't understand it, except, well, I just don't understand it. And I'll be like, call your kids together. That's when that would happen with us. And I said, Mama, you need to call all of us together so that we can talk this out. And then even in the midst of the talking, she had called us together. My son comes in and go upstairs. And then she said, and then afterwards he said, I just knew y'all was going to be yelling at one another and, cussing each other out. We just discussed it. When it was hurting, we allowed each other to hurt and talk about it. And then we're laughing at it all, because it was not going to continue like that, where all confusion is in the midst of our love. And that was Mama. And Mama, we had come together, and she wanted to share the stories and stuff. And we was running our mouths and acting up and stuff. And Mama, with her little voice, she rolls up, and shut us down. And we was like, us grown folks, hurry up, bitches. So the babies got to see how the authority of the elder, no matter how old you get, Mama said, and that was it. And we all jumped in that seat and sat down and heard the rest of what she had to say. It was so funny. But yeah, serving is what we do. And then we all have our unique ways of doing that serving. So thank you. Thank you for being here, April and Nawili, and bringing that subject up.
Thank you.
I think I saw
It was Juanita.
Juanita's hand was up. You want to still share, Juanita? You ready?
Yes, I apologize because I actually didn't hear what the actual topic is in Grand Rising's my sister, Grand Rising.
Rising.
But what April said really resonated with me, and it's like, listen to everything always resonates. But one thing April said that resonated was seeing herself in the midst of this organizing the host Sister Queens. And I just want to share, I might have shared it before, I want to share it again. The experience I had when I first saw the flyer, it was way over in the wee hours of the morning. And I had my finger on the picture, and I guess I must have kind of like nodded off, but I looked up, when I looked at my phone, that picture had become my cover photo. I was like, oh no, I'm not trying to make myself like them. I'm not trying to make myself like them. Oh, let me take this down. I'm stepping over a boundary. I shouldn't step over. I can't put that as my cover photo, even though when I saw it, it felt so divinely perfect. So I know exactly what you're talking about, April, in terms of seeing yourself in the midst of this circle. And I I feel like I should still make it my cover photo, but I just had such a like, oh, I wasn't supposed to do that moment. But in the moment that I experienced it and saw it, it was like, oh, that's right where I belong. So I just want to share that. And thank you all for all you share. That's all I can say, because it would get to be too long if I go into all the details of why I thank you, but I do thank you.
I say,
Thank you so much, Juanita. And you know, like you said, you see yourself in that picture. And every time you speak, I see myself in you. You know, I truly do. I love your sharing. I love
Wow.
genuine, and you're so real. You're so authentic. You're so in this whole process of everything that's going on with you. So I know you're victorious. I absolutely
Amen.
know that. It's past belief, like April said, and Aduni said, and Pam has said in their ways. We at this point we're at the level of having a knowingness. You got to either know,
Yes.
let you know, or
Yes.
get on the caboose, because this train gonna keep moving. And
Yes.
so I get that from you every time you speak from, you know, and it's almost, I have a lot of little girl in me that's alive, and I will never let her go anywhere. And I see that in you when you speak, when you get so joyful about, and I could go on and say more, and I'm like, well, go on and say more, girl, because it's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
that
God bless you.
energy in you, it's longing and wanting to express. So I honor you. I thank you. Always feel free when I'm on. You can speak as long as you want, because there is value in it always.
Thank you. I do want to share one more thing real quick. This movement, Queen Adoni, I thank you, because we don't realize how powerful, we might realize, I've said it before. What's going on between us is changing our world and is a part of God's work in saving our people. And I'll leave it at that. I think I told you guys once before, God told me to enjoy and help us save my people. And so I'm glad to be a part of this part of us. Thank you.
I say.
Lady,
Lady, I'm going to interrupt at the moment. All of you who are joining us by Facebook and YouTube, we are going to go off, and we will continue on Zoom. So if you go to Elizabeth visionaryconference.org and hit the button to get your ticket, and come on in. It's free. Come on in and join us. Have a wonderful day.